Good Sunday morning or afternoon, everyone, depending on where you're at. This is retired Army Infantry Lieutenant Colonel and businessman Roger Landrum. My rant today is, why is our military so weak and incompetent? Why has that happened? What used to be a great military is now a laughing stock in some ways. Why did that happen? It happened because the leaders in the military, particularly the higher level leaders, are weak. But then you have to ask the question, why did that happen? There's three primary reasons for that. One is affirmative action. Decades ago, the military made the decision to move towards affirmative action. So officers, non-commissioned officers who were minorities did not have to compete with whites. I'm assuming that's still going on. I've been out about 10 years, but I'm not, to be honest, I'm not sure about it, particularly with recent Supreme Court rulings and things like that. So I've known great African American officers, Hispanic officers, non-commissioned officers. It has nothing to do with their color. It has to do with not having a meritocracy. A meritocracy is the best form of governance for any organization, business, military. It doesn't matter. It's the best. God created meritocracies based on Imago Dei, image of God, the purpose. We're all unique in the purpose God gave us in life. Religious or not religious folks, I don't care. That's between you and God. But that is the best form, which is why our military and a lot of our companies are so weak and terrible right now. Think of the customer service that you have to deal with some banks and things like that. It's incompetent because the people at top are incompetent. Affirmative action and unfair practices like that leads to very kind of passive aggressive, manipulative people being at the top. It just does. Number two, what is the second reason why that our military is so weak? It is Mr. Obama. Just like he's done in deep state, FBI, and what have you, he has packed the military with people of questionable moral integrity. They may not be depraved, but they don't have strong moral compass. Obama did this. Newt Gingrich is right. I don't like some things about Newt Gingrich, but with this book of his, I do agree. And if you think I'm some sort of conspiracy theorist, then just read his book. It is what happened. Obama, and this will be found out historically, he's an evil man. He's behind a lot of the race division and the deep state that's going on in America. It is what it is. I'll debate anybody on that. He has done that. We've got to get his Skeletor butt out of Washington so that we can have a free country again, because him and his cronies are the ones that are ruling the country. It's not clueless, crooked Joe Biden. It is Obama. That's 100% sure. Again, look at Gingrich's book. You may like or dislike Gingrich, but he has been around Washington for a very long time. Number three, absolutely no accountability. In Desert Storm, we had relatively good leaders. We had Schwarzkopf. We had in the 24th Infantry Division, which I was part of, we had McCaffrey. They were good leaders. McCaffrey later went to Washington, got Washingtonitis, and I've heard some insane comments that he's had since then. But at the time, he was actually a pretty good leader. When I went back, and I was an infantry company commander in Desert Storm, we were there to win. We knew that they could kill us. We did what we needed to do to them. We were there to win. Bottom line, nothing else there. We were there to whip their butts, and we did. And in modern day Iraq and Afghanistan, I was deployed to Al-Qasik in Iraq in 2010. And that's, if you're familiar with northern Iraq, that's where ISIS started. That's where they made sex slaves of the Yazidi women. I had several Yazidi interpreters on my team, by the way. I had an advisor team, and I loved them. They were good people. I had several ancient Cop Christians from the ancient sect up in that area as well. They were good people. There was no accountability. Both the general and the colonel that was over My team at the time, there was absolutely no sense of wanting to win anything. We were told by the Iraqis that there were forces building up in the area. Nobody did anything because they didn't want to do anything. The war was about surviving, getting your retirement, and getting out. It was a bunker mentality with the fobs. It was just craziness. No accountability for that at all. These are the reasons why the incompetence of our military at this point. Anybody wants to debate that, I will be glad to debate it. I've got about 26 years in total in the military, and I would be glad to have that discussion with someone. God's blessings to each of you. I love talking with you daily on some things that come to my mind. God bless your Sunday. Bye bye.